Hi, my name is Greg McGee, and I'm here with Andrew Hester, and we're here to talk about his new starring role as SpongeBob in SpongeBob SquarePants the Musical.
Yeah. No, that's it's a
Yeah,
little
that's
teaser.
that's
Little
SpongeBob
teaser.
right there.
Yeah.
So, and this is playing in Newport, right? Is that where it is?
Newport, the Performing Arts Center at
The
Newport.
Performing Arts Center, and it started this weekend.
It
You
started
put
this
in.
past weekend. I've had a full weekend of performances. We still have a couple weekends left. So that's pretty cool.
So, what was it like doing two night shows and a matinee in your first
Uh,
starring role?
it was intense, very fun, but very scary. What's more worrying about it is, I mean, it's impressive that I'm doing it, but I am technically a baritone, which is kind of like a lower voice than SpongeBob is, because
Hmm.
SpongeBob sings a lot of high songs, and I he is definitely not in my vocal range, and I'm still pulling it off. So that's always fun.
Yes, I can attest to the fact that you were hitting some high notes. I tell you, I was there. I was in the audience for your opening night. So yeah, you were definitely nailing it there, buddy.
Yeah, my voice isn't gone yet, and I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm very shocked.
So this is your first leading role in a big stage production, isn't it? You've been in some supporting roles, but this is your
Yeah,
first
I've been in
lead.
some supporting. Closest I've had to a lead was when I did Newsies a couple years back.
Hmm.
Um, but this is the first time I've had a title character lead.
Hmm. So what was it like taking on the responsibility of just like being the guy?
Uh, it was interesting, especially because I'm turning 18 in like 9 days. I've done all this in my senior year of high school,
In your
while
spare time.
focusing and while in my spare time, all the spare time I had left. I've been
Yeah.
doing this, so I've literally had no free time for the past 3 months, basically.
Yeah, in fact, you had to you there were some sacrifices here because I understand you had to drive like 100 miles a day to how far is you live in Florence
Yeah,
and you had to drive to
an
Newport,
hour and 10 minutes
and that was like 3 or 4
there and
nights a week
back,
probably
4 nights a week for three
for three
months.
months. Yeah, and you blew up one car
Yep, one of my cars dead,
and
and now
and
I'm borrowing a car.
from a friend of from your great uncle.
Yep,
Yeah.
and you know what?
What?
I don't know if it was worth it. I
Oh,
don't.
come on. What
I
do you
think it
mean
was
it wasn't
worth
worth
it.
it?
I
What
think
do
it
you
was
mean
worth
it
it.
wasn't worth it?
I think it
This
was
is
worth it. Even though it is community theater, and I'm actually losing more money than I'm gaining.
oh,
I think it's
if it's
that's
not
just
about
that's
the
the
money.
way of the world. It's
It's
not
not
about the
about the
money.
money. Hopefully someday it will be about the money, but today it's no.
Today it's about the experience,
Right.
honing my skills. It's all good though, because I think I'm very happy I did this. I've been in two newspapers now. Uh,
Hmm.
so I've been in like three articles written
Yeah.
about this thing. Um, I'm about to go on the KXCR, I think is what the radio is called. I'm about to go on there.
Great. Great.
So I am, and I've been in another podcast. I've been in they had us do a podcast for the promoting it too.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of stuff,
Great.
which I wouldn't have gotten to do otherwise.
Yeah. So I understand that you and SpongeBob go way back.
Oh yeah.
When do you first remember getting falling in love with SpongeBob?
Uh, since I was at least 4 or 5, probably.
Four
I
or
mean,
five. Wow.
like I was not. I luckily I wasn't one of the kids that wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob growing up because there are those kids
Yeah.
whose
He's
parents didn't allow them to watch SpongeBob growing
bad
up.
influence. Oh yeah.
Bad influence. It'll
Yeah.
tarnish our children. But
Yes. Well, he is kind of a radical.
oh,
In a
very.
lot of ways.
It's
Yeah.
it's a very radical, out there show. Like it's more social commentary than I thought it was. I've been rewatching some stuff, and I'm like, this is like well written, but like in a way that it would actually be good for adults to watch too.
Yeah, it's kind of like frivolous entertainment as a wrapper around very serious, social commentary. So it's in a way it's done in a way where it can keep the kids laughing, but it also can engage the parents if they have brains.
Yeah. This musical is all that and more. And honestly, it's a story that is, I feel like, more focused towards the young adult population that grew up with this show.
Right.
If anything. And of course, it has the references for the younger people that fell in love recently with the show,
Yeah.
which is good.
That's cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed that about it when I saw it. It was really hard hitting in a lot of ways, about trusting your government and getting along with people and all this, and acting as a social, group and all these other things. I mean, there were a lot of issues that were really important, and it was also funny. It's just a lot of fun.
Thank you.
It was
Thank
just a lot
you.
just a lot of fun. So, okay, I've known you since you were, a baby. So when did you first get the idea that you wanted to be an actor? When do you first remember that you wanted to do that?
Well, honestly, I feel like my first dream was to be a YouTuber. And I remember this. Actually, I guess my first dream would be to be a bus driver. I think that was something for a little bit.
Wait. Why bus driver?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I remember pretending to be a bus driver every day.
Probably because the bus driver was a guy that had probably the most interesting looking job of anybody.
Oh yeah, you get to drive kids around. You get to talk to people all the time. It's like
yeah, it's a great job.
Well,
I'm glad you.
And I think they get paid. They get paid a pretty good amount because they're in charge of the lives of all of these children.
I hope they're well paid.
God, they should be more paid than anyone else in the industry. They are literally every child's life is in their hands.
That's
anyway,
true. Well, I'm glad you set your sights a little higher than being a bus driver.
Me too. Anyway, I started with wanting to be a YouTuber because I really looked up to YouTubers. I was a big YouTube kid growing up. Yeah. And then I think when I saw that, oh my gosh, being a YouTuber is a lot like you just get to be a more exaggerated version of yourself. And you kind of are just acting for an audience. That's what YouTubers are doing.
Right.
That's what they are. It's harder to become a famous, actual successful YouTuber, I think, than it is to become an actor, which is a slightly more like, and it's more interactive as an actor. I feel like sometimes where you mostly in theater where you get to have a live audience there, as opposed to being online, and you get to go to the previews of the shows and like meet people more often, which you don't really get to do in the internet creator space unless you're like super massive, unless you have like a fan base of like 10 million or something, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is kind of, when you're doing YouTubing and stuff, it's really what you're really doing is sitting in front of a computer in a room by yourself.
Yeah, and it's
virtual,
not it's not nourishing until it's like it's one of those things where it's virtual until it's not eventually, but that doesn't come unless you get really good at it and successful.
Yeah. So you've told me this before, but I don't know if people understand what it's like to get that, attention when you're on the stage, all that energy flowing back to you. I mean, tell me what, and you seem to feed on that. I mean, tell me what that's all about. Tell me how that feels.
Well, I feed on that energy like Pennywise feeds on fear. I I love it so much. Literally, I remember opening night. I was backstage and I heard the applause. I heard the murmuring in the audience. The speakers from the TVs are like picking up all the audience conversations. Yeah. And I was just like up and jumping up and down. And then not to mention they applauded after just the announcement of where the exits are, they applauded that, and I'm like, this is this is the feeling.
Good crowd. This is
This
a
is
good
the
crowd.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yes, it is always so great to do these
Yeah.
shows. I love them so much.
So yeah, that's awesome. What was it like to sing with a full orchestra? I don't know if people know this, but show has, down in the orchestra pit, they're
Live
playing
music.
live music. Yeah. So what was that like?
It
Interacting with them.
was interesting, especially before we had microphones, because I tried my best not to hurt myself and try and oversing the orchestra. Because it's kind of like the effect when you're at a concert, where you're telling yourself, I'm going to try and actually not destroy my voice, and like, not try and outsing everyone. But then you're like, you want them to hear you, and so you're basically just screaming your notes, because you're like,
Right.
and then you hurt yourself. It's the concert effect. When it's really loud, you just feel like you need to get louder, but it kind of happens on its own.
Right.
But finally, when we got the microphones, it's like, oh my gosh, I can sing well with an orchestra in the background, which is really weird because they've never really done this kind of thing in Florence before, with like live orchestra in a musical.
Yeah.
It's different. It's better because you don't have to rely on yourself completely, and if you mess up, it isn't complete loss because you can always save it. When you're using tracks, there's no grace. There's no
Right.
like it doesn't let mistakes go. The music just keeps going. It doesn't wait for you.
Yeah. That's an interesting idea.
You can add you can add more funny pauses, and you can add things, and it won't mess it up.
Right. Because the orchestra is watching what's going on as well, and they're kind of interacting to what you're doing, and filling in if there's something needs to be filled in, or changing the time a little bit, or whatever.
Oh, and this show's even cooler because I do get to interact with the orchestra pit. Like the orchestra pit is a character.
Right.
Like it's really cool that we get to do that.
Yeah. They definitely pulled their weight for sure in this show. Yeah. So one more thing about the show itself. I didn't know this before I went to the show, but you told me that the songwriters in this show are like some of the best people in the business.
Oh yeah, the artists: David Bowie, John Legend. That's another one.
Right, John Legend. Yeah.
John Legend, Cyndi Lauper. There's also a Panic at the Disco.
Right.
And yeah, there's a lot of others. Every single song in this show is written by a different well-known artist.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that they were able to put together a show with artists that probably wrote their songs separate from each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You mean they weren't all in a big room writing together?
Probably not. They were probably not. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, they were probably just given like they probably weren't given the entire story, but they're like, okay, this is what this song is about, and it somehow just all fit together perfectly. And each song has its own style because it's written by a different person.
Yeah, they're really some good songs too. I was really impressed with the quality of the melodies, and the songs themselves. Yeah. So I guess that's about all I had to ask, unless you had some other comments that you wanted to make.
All I need to say is people need to see this show.
That is true.
And if you don't see it, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life.
Yes, and unfortunately, it's you're not going to be able to see a video of it either because they don't allow that.
No, they are actually paying attention to the laws.
Yeah. So it's got to be live. That's one thing. People are worried, on a more of a macro scale. One thing they're worried about in the film business is that all actors are going to be replaced by, artificially
AI
generated
thing.
actors. But
not only that, it's like all the jobs in the business, like the writing
Right.
and the people that are involved.
yeah, you can just, create a whole movie just by, typing in a prompt, which I'm trying to do on some things myself, so I know. It's not as easy as it sounds, but anyway. But the theater is always going to be live.
That is true. I have thought about that and thought about maybe my future in acting, I should focus on theater. Because I feel like a lot of actors are going to theater right now. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Like a lot of actors in even the films are like, "Oh, I want to go back into theater." I think that didn't the actor who played Draco Malfoy in the original Harry Potter, he recently came back to play Draco Malfoy on Broadway in the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child play that they have going on there.
Wow. Cool.
And
So,
yeah, he came back to play an adult Draco Malfoy. Like actors are going to theater, even actors that have never done theater before.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that's a good plan, is to just
It's probably the future.
concentrate on the theater.
I think it's the future.
And the film will come,
yeah.
or maybe it won't. Maybe they'll just take a
Maybe-
picture of your face, and that's all they want from you.
Maybe we're going backwards a little bit. Maybe theater is gonna be more the future of like the commerce of the acting world.
Well, it's always going to be local, and
Yeah.
people are always going to want to go out, have a reason to go out and do something, and the theater is an excellent thing to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you as usual. And
course.
good luck on the rest of your shows, and I'm sure you're going to be great. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Love you, man.
All right. Love you.
And you're not just a simple sponge, buddy.
I am not a simple sponge. That's all you get. That's
All right. See you later.